The truth is, this fight is tricky to score, which is why I had Manny blowing Tim out the water basically 9 rounds to 3 the first time, but then when I rewatched it, I had Bradley winning by a point. Then I watched it again that night, and I could see Manny winning unanimously. But overall, in all fairness, it was a close fight, and I say Bradley wins by a point, like I gave my scorecards before, 116 to 115. This fight wasn't a robbery. As shady as Bob Arum is, really, the scorecards I am 100% fine with. To be honest with you, I can see this round, as funny as it may seem, that's how I'm going to explain this fight is tricky. I can see this fight 8 rounds to 4 for Manny or 8 rounds to 4 for Bradley. Either way, I could see either fighter winning unanimously. It's a very, 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 very subjective fight. It's based on what the viewer, the one judging, is looking for. Do you like the guy that's throwing the harder, cleaner, effective shots, which is Pacquiao, or do you like the guy that's outworking Pacquiao just about every single round, which is Timothy Bradley? Bradley outworked Pacquiao, but Pacquiao landed the harder, cleaner shots. But Pacquiao didn't land enough of those shots. Now, yes, generally, typically, you give it to the guy landing the harder, cleaner shots. But the problem with that is Manny didn't do enough of that during a round. Some rounds he waited to the last minute of the round, and some rounds he literally waited to the last 20 seconds of the round before he decided to throw. And when he threw, Tim either rolled or slipped or ducked under, was very elusive, avoided a lot of those shots, and Manny only ended up landing 1 or 2 of the shots. But biased HBO and the pro-Pacquiao crowd obviously cheered, making it seem like Manny just landed a 10-punch combination when he didn't. He only landed 1 or 2 shots. Now, they are hard, solid, effective shots. I give it to him. But guess what? Those shots didn't hurt Bradley. Those shots didn't knock down Bradley. Bradley was still on his feet swinging back regardless if he was missing or not. Therefore, that makes the fight very hard to judge because we got 2 fighters that are barely landing any clean shots, and one fighter's waiting towards the end of each round before he decides to start throwing. It makes it a very hard fight to judge because Bradley's outworking him. Doesn't matter if he's throwing pitter-patter or he doesn't have power. He's outworking him. Do you take the fighter that's outworking him, or do you take the guy landing the cleaner, harder shots? But keep in mind, he's not landing cleaner, harder shots all throughout the round. He's waiting to the last minute or literally the last 20 to 25 seconds. A lot of rounds were close in this fight, which is why I think I had 3 different rounds even. Let me look at my scorecard, matter of fact. I had the first round even. I had the 11th round even. Is that it? And I also had the 8th round even. Now, the first round that I had even 10-10, Manny Pacquiao landed 3 straight left hands towards the end. That tied up the round for him, because before that, I had Tim Bradley winning the round. I think even that was the one round even Max Kellerman said, Bradley's winning the round. I think until the end, then they just automatically gave it to Pacquiao when he landed the 3 straight left. The 3 straight left hands. But to me, all that did was tie up the round for Manny. But something very interesting for all the people with the conspiracy theories or that this fight was fixed, it was this, it was that. I don't fuck with Bob Arum, and I understand how shady and crooked Bob Arum is. But let me tell you something. These scorecards, in my view, were on point. The first round, when Bradley goes back to his corner, Joel Diaz, his trainer, says to him, "Now give me 11 more rounds like that. Or if you can fight the rest of the fight like that." Something along those lines he said. I don't know the exact words, okay? I don't know the exact words. But he said, if you can fight, either give me 11 more rounds like that, or if you can fight the rest of this fight like that, we will win. So that shows you that Joel Diaz thought to himself that his fighter won that first round. Now another round, the 7th round, I take note of what the corner's saying. Joel Diaz says, where Tim looks distressed, and I gave Tim the 7th round. I gave Tim the 7th round, but I don't know why Tim did look distressed and a bit frustrated when he came back to his corner. And I gave Tim that round, which is funny. Joel says, look, man, give me 5 more rounds just like this one, which shows you that he thought his fighter won that round as well, just as I did. Now, the second half of the fight, Tim dictated the pace, and he looked like a straight, pure boxer. He did. He was using his jab. A lot of his jab wasn't landing, that's the truth, but he was dictating the pace, and he turned Manny so many times. When Manny started his combination, he would turn him, and Manny would just miss wildly. Because and one thing I noticed with Manny, too, is when he throws his combination, he throws it in a straight line. So if you move laterally, you make him look real stupid. You make him look real stupid. He just ends up missing, and he'll finish that 3, 4, 5th combination punch, and he'll just throw it at nothing but air. All you got to do is move laterally, step to the side, and you make him look real stupid. Because he fights in a straight line when he throws his punches. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes he will throw it from an awkward angle and catch you. But a lot of times, Manny will fight in a straight line when he's throwing those combinations. Every round in this fight was close. The only round that was very decisive, I thought, was the 12th round. So for people listing other rounds as being decisive, the only round I've seen that was very easy to pick was the last round, the 12th round. Which was simple because Pacquiao threw, but he might have landed like one punch all round. He didn't have no effort or desire. Freddie Roach told him to go knock Timothy Bradley out. He didn't seem to have any desire in doing that. He barely even tried in the last round. It was very easy to give Timmy the last round. Everybody should have Tim Bradley winning the last round. Everybody. HBO didn't have him winning the last round. Harold Letterman didn't have him winning the last round. I don't know what to say. The only round they gave him was the 10th round. I can see this fight going either way because if you're going to stick to Manny landing the cleaner, harder, effective shots, then I can understand why you see he blowed Timothy out. If you're going to stick to the guy who outworked him, if that's what you subject this fight criteria to, then I can see you picking Bradley winning 8 to 4 rounds. I can see either fighter winning unanimously. I had Timmy winning by a point. In all fairness, the champion should be given the benefit of the doubt. So Manny Pacquiao should have won. A close fight. He shouldn't have won, in my opinion, no more than by 2 points. Now listen to what I'm saying. I can see either fighter winning 8 rounds to 4. Considering there's no knockdowns in this fight. I can see either fighter winning 8 rounds to 4. But, according to how I scored it, if Manny won this fight, he shouldn't have won by no more than 2 points. So the fight scorecards were accurate. One person had it, Manny winning by 2 points. The other had Bradley winning by 2 points. The scorecards I had no problems with. Manny should have been given the benefit of the doubt. He's a champion. You got to take the title from him. Neither fighter got dominated physically. I didn't see Bradley hurt in this fight at all. I seen him overwhelmed, have a look of frustration, but I didn't see him hurt. Neither fighter was hurt. Neither fighter was knocked down. Neither fighter landed that many clean punches. Manny hits harder than Bradley, so obviously the punches that he landed were harder because he hits harder than Bradley. Unfortunately, that's the one element Bradley seems not to have, that's power. But it was a close fight, and Bradley won. For once, he got the benefit of the doubt. Now, as far as people going into all this other shit saying, well, his wife didn't think he won. Well, man, did Jinky look like Pacquiao won? Jinky put her head down before they said the scorecards. She wasn't enthusiastic like her husband won. She was sitting there biting her lip. She wasn't enthusiastic that her head won. Bradley seemed more enthusiastic. They carried him on top. He put his hands up. HBO tried to downplay it and say, well, their fighter may never be at this level again, so they're hoisting him up. Bradley's corner obviously felt he won. At least if Bradley didn't feel he won, his corner definitely felt he won. His trainer did. They hoisted him up. He put his hands up. You know what I mean? If I'm Bradley, I'd be a little worried too and anxious to hear the decision because even if I did win a close fight, you know they're automatically going to give it to Manny Pacquiao. So hell yeah, I would be shocked that I won. Even if I knew I win and I barely won, I would be shocked that I won. Because if the fight's that close, you automatically expect it to go to the champion, rightfully so. But for once, they gave it to the guy who won the fight. The guy who I feel edged out the fight a little bit by outworking the champion. Even though the champion landed the harder shots. And that was a shocker. That was a shocker. Regardless, I'm still shocked that Bradley won. Because in such a close fight, normally it goes to the champion. And the champion is #1 pound for pound. And he draws in a lot of fans. Obviously, he has a whole country behind him. including half of America. I'm surprised Manny didn't get the nod here. Very shocked. But that's not to take away from Bradley. Bradley outworked Manny in this whole fight. Bradley outworked Manny Pacquiao in this whole fight. He outworked him. Manny landed the cleaner, harder shots, but he let Bradley come back too much. There will be a rematch. And in the second half of the fight, Bradley was boxing pretty damn good. I don't care if he wasn't landing his jab. He was dictating the pace of the fight with his movement, with everything. He started to even get more relaxed in there. Bradley looked very good into the second half of this fight. Bradley is not a dumb fighter. He's a smart fighter, and I think he showed it here for people that really got their eyes open. Expect him to carry the shit into the rematch and for it to get even better. Second half of the fight, he isolated Pacquiao. He had him in the desert. In the rematch, he going to put him in the storm. Congratulations to Timothy Bradley, the new champion, WBO champion at 147-pound division. I'm done with this subject, man. I'm off it. Bradley won the fight. Get over it. It was a close fight. If you feel Manny blew Bradley out, that's fine. If you feel Bradley blew Manny out, that's fine too. Either way, it was a close fight in my eyes. Pacquiao better knock Bradley out next time, but I doubt he can do that. Sideways 100. I'm out.